CryptoQ Media, I'm glad you're back on my channel. Despite what you may expect, there is a counterbalance to every central bank. In a lengthy report, that institution, the Bank of International Settlements, lays out its forecasts for the future of the world economy. It shocked and worried a lot of people because it included some pretty terrible facts, but now the Bank of International Settlements is collaborating with XRP, and the Ripple team is helping to speed up XRP's integration into the financial system. Therefore, the information I will be sharing in this video is going to have a profound impact on the future of cryptocurrency as a whole, not alone XRP. Nevertheless, the documents we will be going over include some stunning XRP updates, so it is imperative that everyone sees the video, gives it a like, and then we can get down to business. Everything is going swimmingly so far, according to the official BIS article. The global economy appears to be starting to bounce back from the COVID-19 epidemic, the commodity price shock from the battle in Ukraine, and the shock price from the war in Israel, at least according to recent reports. All of this is crucial, but there are still some unanswered questions that need answering, and those are also covered in this document. But challenges remain. Paragraph 2 serves to highlight this point. The recent persistence of inflation in a few significant jurisdictions serves as a reminder that central banks still have a long way to go in their mission. There is still a real possibility of unstable finances and unstable budgets. Moderate productivity growth has cast a shadow over the economy, and laying a solid basis for the future appears to be as difficult as it ever has been. All nations' economic futures, but especially those of the weaker ones, are of paramount importance to the world's central banks. What they mean is that we have to find a solution quickly. At this very moment. What, in their opinion, are these issues? The main source of inflationary pressures, according to them, is the impact of the epidemic on the relative pricing of two goods. As an example, consider the relative prices of items and services. The second one signifies the proportion of product pricing to worker costs. Due to the pandemic's interruptions, the long-term trend of service prices increasing compared to goods costs came to a halt. Just to clarify, your things are priced much higher, are ineffective when printed in big quantities. You should have expected that the displacements caused by the epidemic also put an end to the secular gains in real wages. Put another way, despite the ever-increasing expense of living and the never-ending supply of consumer goods and services, your income is not increasing at a commensurate rate. There will be no rise in pay for you from your employer. The central banks started the situation, and now it's all coming back to them because of their spending and money printing, but they're adamant that the epidemic was to blame. No need to stare at us. Also, they go into detail on how the commercial real estate market is in ruins because people have realized they can work from home. It is no longer essential to visit an office. Take the daily commute to the office as an example. How many of you remember that you won't have to spend time and money commuting anymore because you can do everything from the convenience of your own home? Indeed, many industries are struggling right now, but commercial real estate is taking a major hit. Due to the present instability in the market, some large, empty commercial real estate properties in New York City have been sold for significantly less than their initial acquisition costs. Simply put, the central banks are worried that the costs might become unmanageable if a large number of borrowers go into default. Considering the characteristics of fractional reserve banking, it is especially worrisome. Finally, they never keep more than 10% of their clients' money. Consequently, if banks are unable to repay their existing loans, it will lead to a domino effect of several banks failing. How does the Federal Reserve usually respond in such a situation to save face? They just print up a ton of money and give it to the banks. Pay off their loans. Make everyone's money worth less by devaluing it. Good things come from banks and those types of people on Wall Street. That is our number one priority. Throughout the rest of the article, they will now talk about the difficulties of policy making. Conversations about artificial intelligence and the next wave of AI always seem to bring up all the problems they're really facing. But the whole thing is without a solution into the challenges people are experiencing. All it is an annual report on the economy. The total quantity of debt is a major worry, as stated in the annual economic report. We foresee a commercial real estate market collapse and a following economic slump, both of which will lead to the loss of many employment. However, they refuse to acknowledge that they are the ones responsible for getting us into this mess and that there are simple solutions to all of the issues affecting our central banking system in the digital realm. However, they intend to implement and essentially impose their new system on everyone by destabilizing our current centralized banking system. This is where BlackRock comes into play. If you've been paying attention, you might have noticed that BlackRock has been talking a lot about tokenizing real-world assets recently. Just so you know, there are really two options available to lenders when they are inundated with debt. They are able to construct a new investment contract that catches a lot of interest, extends the market dynamic, and, of course, keeps all of their massive debts floating thanks to their increasing liquidity and cash. Another possibility is to warn the Federal Reserve of severe repercussions if they don't print the money. The fate of the economy is totally in your hands, isn't it? You may choose between a catastrophic catastrophe and a deep depression that lasts a decade. One possibility is to build their own market worth $1 quadrillion by tokenizing real-world assets. The reason behind this is because BlackRock has recently established strong ties with the U.S. Treasury and the Federal Reserve. Simply put, BlackRock's mission is to sell you a fractionally digital share of real-world assets like gold, real estate, or anything else you can think of. On the other hand, how does that cash flow? Would I be right? After processing all of the information, they create a brand new system that continues to handle debt for both issuers and borrowers. With a new system in place to invest in and pay off the old one, they can finally relax about loan defaults and failing markets. Would I be right? Who is concerned? You are the one. If we can grow the sector from $1 trillion to $1 quadrillion with insane amounts of money coming in, we can profit from it for 20 years before it all breaks apart, but even then, we'll be fabulously rich. Your attention in seeing my web video is greatly appreciated. If you're new to my channel and have just subscribed, I appreciate it. Later on, I shall see you.